My name is Mr. Charity Nwobodo, Chief Executive Officer, Nwobodo and Bros Furniture.
My name is Nwobodo Charity. I run the business with my husband.
The Small Firm Diaries followed the financial lives of nearly 1,000 businesses in 7 countries, visiting them weekly for a full year. Charles and Charity Nwobodo own one of the 161 firms who participated in Nigeria. They run a furniture-making business in Enugu, a regional capital in the southeast of Nigeria and an aspiring industrial hub.
When I finished my schooling, I did not have any work to do to help myself and my family. Why I decided to learn the work is that it's a work that is not seasonal. It's a steady work.
Before I got married, I have my saloon business. So I decided to join my husband because the load is too much.
By 2016, the Nwobodos had around 30 workers, some experienced carpenters and others apprentices. They were well known in their community and looking to expand into other states when they suffered a major setback.
I suffered a great loss in the sense that I had fire disaster that happened around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which took all the things that we have in our shop, all the things got ablazed. We couldn't save anything there. Both the machine that we are using to work, other tools that is involved, were damaged by the fire incident.
While the business had been supporting the family, the Nwobodos had little savings and no insurance. After the fire, the family struggled to survive and to rebuild what they had lost.
To eat is problem. My children, I dropped everybody out of the school for some times before we can cope.
They tried and failed to get a loan from the government because they had no collateral. Eventually, they began to build back with a much smaller shop, using informal loans from friends and family.
My business today is not like before because there is no way you can compare a goat with a cow.
When they joined the Small Firm Diaries study, they were still struggling to rebuild the business to the size it was at its peak. According to the International Labour Organization, MSMEs account for 84% of all employment in Nigeria. Financial diaries allow us to see up close what those jobs look like and reveal that in reality, they are often precarious. Steady jobs depend on the small firm's ability to manage the volatility that they face and to weather shocks like the fire that destroyed the Nwobodo's carpentry shop.
Before, I had about 30 employees, but today I had only just about 10 of them, which I'm not happy with it.
In Nigeria, unlike in other Small Firm Diaries countries, apprentices made up a big portion of the labor pool, accounting for around 20% of the workers in the study.
The people that is learning will pay me to learn the work, but at times some will not pay because they are less privileged.
Even as the Nwobodos value their role as job providers in the community, the volatility that they face is passed on to the workers in their firm. Small firms like the Nwobodos represent an invisible middle different from micro-enterprises and larger, more professionalized firms. Some have bank accounts and limited access to formal financial services, but others, like the Nwobodos, rely on informal loans from friends and family and transact mainly in cash. The study found that the financial tools that they have are not sufficient to help them manage the volatility they face.
The problem I'm facing is that I don't have enough capital. I would like to get a loan that will help me to do that my heart desire. Just for instance, I need a van to be delivering my work. At the same time, there are modern machineries. Without the machineries, I'm going nowhere.
Despite their track record running a successful, growth-oriented business in the years before the fire, the Nwobodos can't get a loan. Like 80% of firms in the Nigerian sample, they cite access to finance as a key barrier to achieving their goals. As part of the invisible middle, the Nwobodos fall between the cracks. They are too large for microfinance, and they don't qualify for loans from commercial banks. Because they can't access the resources they need to grow, they can't always provide steady employment. With more focused attention on small firms from policymakers and improved financial products and services that help them manage volatility and weather shocks, businesses like the Nwobodos will be able to provide steady jobs to more workers and help their community thrive.
My aspiration for future now is that the way I planned the business before is the way I want it to be today.